Hi, Jerry Foster here, the big branding guy, also known as the branding evangelist, and welcome to video number 9 in my Better Branding for Bigger Sales series. So check this one out. Here in Los Angeles, where I live, I saw a city bus going down the street, and on the side of the bus was this giant advertisement for a personal injury law firm. And in big, bright, bold letters, it said, no fees unless we win. And I go, And then I was talking to a young lady who worked in the health and wellness industry. And so we're on a Zoom call. She takes me to her website. She's showing me her site. And then when we get to a page called Her Services, she lists all of the various 6 types of services that she offered. And at that moment, it all seemed very disjointed and not underneath any kind of theme or something that would connect well with me, if you get my drift here. And I went, And then I was speaking to someone who put on a webinar. And the webinar that she put on had a theme, which is good, which was about how to avoid 10 of the most common mistakes that are made by entrepreneurs in that industry. Okay, cool. And she said that about 6 to 10 people showed up, which was great. And when she got to the end of her webinar and made an offer for each person to have a free consultation session with her, nobody signed up. And man, she was just devastated. And it made me go, And then it occurred to me what these 3 people have in common is a problem, which I call a blind spot, that many service-based entrepreneurs have, which is called lack of brand clarity. Lack of brand clarity, which simply means that you have to do an outstanding job of communicating your value clearly, okay? Your value clearly, especially your unique value, as I've been talking about so far up to this point, right? And as you are doing that, you are attempting to do what? Build value for your brand first before you try to market and sell anything. Now, listen, I get it, because on the surface, you might think that a personal injury law firm telling you that you don't have to pay any fees up front unless you win is pretty powerful. The problem, though, is that in the state of California, any personal injury law firm can make that same kind of statement, because under California personal injury law, any firm can or could or does work on a contingency fee basis so that the client doesn't have to pay anything up front. You with me? And when it comes to the health and wellness person, you might think, yeah, it makes sense to go ahead and list your services on a website, right? Or if you're putting on a webinar, webinar. If you're putting on a webinar, you might think, hey, Jerry, it's pretty cool to go ahead and have as the theme or topic, whichever word you prefer, of your event being some kind of hook, because that's really what it comes down to, of some kind of hook to get people to sign up by telling them that they can avoid something, get something, or have something, right? I mean, it all kind of makes sense, right? I don't know. Think again. So let's pump the brakes for a moment, okay? Let's pump the brakes. Listen, I get it. And I'll use those words again. I get it. I know you want to make a bigger impact. I know you want to up-level your influence, your sales, your profitability. I know perhaps that you want to improve your cash flow so you can, I don't know, avoid all those feast or famine roller coaster rides and all the craziness that goes with cash flow problems. I get it. And more importantly, I also know that you want to attract those ready to buy now, ready to invest now, ideal, dream, perfect fit, premium clients. I get it. Or else you wouldn't even be watching these videos. But here's the deal. You have to do things in the right sequence. You've heard me talk about that already. You don't put the tile down before the cabinets are up. You don't, I don't know, like put up the drywall before you install the plumbing. Before you start creating offers, before you start coming up with some kind of promotional whatever, or you start posting stuff on social media, or next thing I know, you're coming up with clever taglines. Listen, the first thing you have to do is be real clear about what your brand is, which means that you have to make it a point to inspire people to want your brand in their lives first. Let me say it again. Inspire people to want your brand, which means you, in their lives. And then they have to be what? They have to be motivated by you to want to work with you, because they now see that through your brand, through your superpowers, through the expertise that you provide, you can help them achieve what they want to achieve and become who they want to become. Okay? So just slow down a bit. And I'll say one last thing. I know the pain of it all. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, the mug, the DVD, still got the baseball cap somewhere around here. I know what it's like to struggle. But the key is that if you really nail down the essence of your brand and how you will make an incredible contribution and a difference in the lives of the people that you are serving, then all of this will work magnificently for you. Okay? You with me? Now, notice I used two key words: inspire and motivate, right? Two really important words. You got to inspire and motivate folks. But here's the thing. Without clearly defining your brand, it's going to be very difficult to have clarity with your branding. Interesting. Now, what do I mean? That means that you've got to cover all the bases here, because what I'm about to do is start to kind of tie in what we've been covering up to this point so that you kind of see how it all fits together. Meaning that I'm going to ask you right now, you don't have to do it right now, but I'm going to ask you to do a deep dive. Oh yeah, I want you to dive deep into yourself, into your soul, into your heart, and be able to answer at least some key big branding questions here. Are you ready? You may want to write these down. The first question is, what's your brand purpose? What are you standing for? What's your vision? What's your mission? Not your own personal ambitions, but rather, what's the impact that you want your brand to have on the lives of the people that you're serving? Because the kind of work that I'm asking you to do within yourself in terms of your brand is to let people see your heart. Let them feel and hear the significance of the work that you're being called to do. Let them be inspired by what you have immersed your life into. Let them hear or see that they can have the kind of future that they're looking for because of your brand. Okay? The next question is, what truly sets you apart? Now, I've already spent a lot of time on this, from the it factor stuff and everything else, but you clearly have to differentiate yourself. You've got to distinguish yourself in such a meaningful way that not only do you achieve lucrative competitive separation, your target audience will know that they can get something from you and only from you. The next question is, who's your primary target audience? Now, when I say primary target audience, I want you to think about who is going to be what's called the low-hanging fruit. The folks most likely to appreciate and want what you offer through your expertise. Now, we could spend a whole lot of time just on that one topic in terms of defining who your target audience is. But for right now, I just want you to start thinking about who is going to be that perfect fit for you. And the next question is, what do you want people to associate with your brand name? Because as you've heard me say before, brands, especially big brands, have what are called meaningful, exciting associations with the mere mention of the brand name itself. So you want to start asking yourself, what do I want people to associate when they hear my name? It could be my birth name, but it's definitely my brand name. What do you want people to associate with you? So let's take a few big brands that you can relate to, okay? Just to kind of drive home an example of this. If you think about, I don't know, Just Do It. You're in good hands. Hospital recommended. Like a Rock, okay? Now, chances are that when you hear those four things that I just said, which were, again, Just Do It, You're in Good Hands, Hospital Recommended, and Like a Rock, chances are the brand names, what? Nike, Allstate, Tylenol, and Chevrolet come to mind, right? So think about that question as well. All right? So are you ready to dig deep with me? Now, as the saying goes, I ain't dead, I ain't scared, I ain't done yet. So here's some more questions that I want you to answer, okay? So I'm going to dig even deeper into you. So write these down. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Some other question. Here's one right here. How do you provide greater value to your clients? Greater value to your clients than any other options they may be considering. Are you with me? Another question. Can you provide something unique or something in a unique way that the world has never heard or seen before? Woo! Another question. What problems do you solve for your dream client, your premium client, the ones that you want to pay the prices that you want to charge? What complaints can you get rid of that they have? Oh my God, we can't forget that one. And what's another one? Okay, what outcomes do you deliver? I'm talking about outcomes, deliverables to your ideal clients that they have never seen before or heard of before compared to other competitors, options, alternatives they're going to compare you to. And oh my goodness, what benefits do you provide? Benefits. What you got to sell the sizzle, right? I want you to think about what's in it for them. What are they going to gain? Functional benefits, emotional benefits, qualitative, quantitative. You define what those are. My point is simply this. If you want to be a great brand that can make great things happen for you, you must get clear on your focus and communicate that the right way. Oh, yes. So the bottom line from this video is to always remember clarity is king, connecting is king, and contribution is king. Because without those three, you'll only have confusion, which leads to chaos. Take care.